people in power. And someone has to see that, unmask it, call it what it is, theft, and lawyers are in a position to do that. So it's a tool like any other tool. I don't think it's the only tool, and I don't think it's the most important tool. But for people who happen to have a facility for manipulation of language, it's one way that you can contribute. And I think particularly in the United States, because we're a pluralistic country and so much of the grabbing is masked, law is an ideological system that justifies the way things are. The whole structure of things like private property makes it seem inevitable that the way things are the way it's always going to be. And so law becomes a place where we have to fight that ideological part of the fight. But that's not the biggest part. It's important, but it's not the biggest part.
Hey, you mentioned redistribution as a method of relieving the problem, and I think such a thing has been tried before in form of communism. And how would you argue that the what you're thinking as redistribution wouldn't take the same form as communism and be better than that?
Could you repeat the first part of the question? I missed it.
You said redistribution of wealth will solve the problem we have, and I'm thinking that sounds a lot like communism.
Ah.
Just saying.
Okay. Well, first of all, when I talk about redistribution, I'm really talking about redistribution. In other words, we have a structure now that takes from some and advantages others, right? So for instance, I'm guessing that many of you are renters. We have a tax system that disadvantages renters and favors homeowners. That is, the government will pay you basically to buy a house. All right. When I talk about redistribution, I'm saying let's think about, in fairness terms, since it's all distributed, we are making a collective choice how we're going to distribute. In fairness terms, let's talk about a distribution system that's more equitable. So it's interesting to me when we have a system that distributes upward to the wealthiest, like the Bush tax cuts. That's not redistribution, bad, redistribution, bad. But when I say, let's do something to put money in the pocket